Hey everybody, this is Ryan.
And this is Dan.
And we're with Switcher Studio. And today we're going to be talking about best practices for your e-com video marketing.
Video marketing has changed a lot over the past couple of years. Not only do customers expect video, but there are additional benefits to live streaming and live selling. In the US, live selling is expected to reach $11 billion in revenue this year, and your small to medium business needs to get in on the action.
And Switcher Studio can help you with that. Dan and I are social video experts with almost 20 years of combined video production knowledge, with experience in all aspects of video. We've worked with huge brands like Facebook, LinkedIn, Paramount, MTV, Nickelodeon, NBC, as well as countless small to medium-sized businesses like yours. And now we're working for a groundbreaking tech company that lets you easily live stream from iOS devices and helps businesses like yours stay on top of all the latest video marketing trends. Our company is full of live streaming, video production, and content marketing professionals that want to help your video marketing be a success.
So let's talk about what some of the best practices are for live streams for live selling products. First off, be sure to promote your live streams so that customers and potential new customers know when and where to watch. You want to tell them the date and time, what platform to watch on, and what you'll be talking about or selling. This can all be done in image posts or a quick selfie video posted across all of your social media channels.
Using Switcher Studio, you can easily add graphics to your videos. For instance, you could record that selfie video using your logo so that your customers can identify you across your social media platforms. And when it comes time to live stream, use Switcher Studio to add title screens welcoming your guests before you go live or when you're introducing new products. You could add social handles, even put a product information on screen like an image of the product and the price.
Be sure to use one of Switcher Studio's best features, multiple camera angles and split screen. Connect multiple iOS devices and you'll be able to show yourself on camera at the same time you show close-up images of your product.
And don't forget one of the best parts about live streaming, being able to interact with your customers in real time. Being live allows you to build customer loyalty when you interact with your audience. You can answer their questions about your products live and even show comments on screen.
Another feature to take advantage of is the ability to bring in remote guests. Using Switcher Studio for your live streams means you can bring in satisfied customers, influencers, or co-hosts from all over the world to do live testimonials or further explain the stories about your products.
The most important thing to remember about live streaming is to be yourself. You don't have to be over-polished or spend thousands of dollars to have an engaging and successful live stream. In fact, being authentic is much more important.
The importance of live streaming for your business cannot be overstated. Once you've taken the first step and started to use these practices for live streaming, it's important to go a step further and clip out or reuse segments of your live stream. Repurpose all of your hard work by clipping and sharing highlights from your live streams in future social posts or use them for social ads.
Follow and subscribe for more live selling tips from Switcher Studio. And here are the top 7 segments that you need to include in your live stream and then repurpose over and over again.
So you have your online store up and running, but now you want to see supercharged sales. Well, one of the best ways to do that is live selling. This means going on Facebook, YouTube, Amazon Live, or wherever your audience is, showing off your product in a live stream, and letting customers buy right then and there. One of the best tools for live selling is Switcher Studio, which is tailored toward making the live selling experience clean, professional, and simple. So let's do a quick run through on how to sell live and present your business as a professional, polished brand. Switcher Studio has great tools to set your live selling apart. You can add text on screen to identify yourself and use your brand's colors. Then add your logo throughout so everyone knows who they're watching. Now we'll use cards to create a list of products so your viewers can see what's ahead in the live stream. You can also add product information like pricing and include a product image. You can also use a second camera to offer another angle, either switching between the two shots or again using a card with two views to bring them up together. This is great for giving viewers a close-up shot of your product. And when you've wrapped up your live stream, don't let that hard work go to waste. In Switcher Studio, you can clip segments from your live stream and use them as ads or short segments on social media. You can even upload them without ever leaving the Switcher Studio app. One more thing to mention on the content of your live selling is to make the live stream worth your customers' time. Try and shoot for an hour-long stream and include enough items to be sold to make it worth their while. This barely scratches the surface on how Switcher Studio can enhance your live selling and set your business apart. So explore these features for yourself and expand your brand.
Video has always been an important part of the e-com space, but even more so now. In fact, potential customers are 85% more likely to convert after watching a video. Video allows your viewers to get a better picture of your product than just images and text can. It gives them a sense of scale, color, and space. Selling a product in a live stream is not all that different than selling in person. You'll want to show the product, explain all the great features it has, and talk through all the different ways to use it. Let's say that you are selling a nice felt hat. You'll want to start out with a title card that shows an image of your product with its name and price. You can brand this graphic with your colors and logo using Switcher Studio and keep your graphics consistent throughout the live stream. Then, switch over to a camera angle of you holding the hat. You can keep your logo up over your camera feed and begin showing your product to the camera. As you're talking, throw up a product overlay so that your viewers can still see the price and product up on screen. When you start talking about different features of the hat, you can put up some pre-prepared lower thirds that call out those features. The lower thirds in Switcher are versatile and can be customized to say whatever you want. Use them to announce flash sales or call out a limited quantity. Be creative. You can use them for whatever you think of. Next, use a second camera angle on split screen so that you can show all of those great fine details of your hat at the same time. You can offer special deals for a limited amount of time and use a countdown to build urgency for your customers to buy your product. And lastly, don't forget to interact with your audience and answer any questions they have. Use Switcher to show their comments on screen.
A sneak peek live stream is a small glimpse at an upcoming product, but isn't a full product announcement. It builds excitement and lets viewers know that something big is coming. To make a sneak peek, be short, sweet, and not quite to the point. You don't want to give away too much, just enough to get viewers excited and wanting to know more. Let's say you promoted the sneak peek ahead of time on social media, letting viewers know when to tune in. In Switcher Studio, you can start the live stream with a full screen graphic with your logo and some exciting text like "Something big is coming." You can also include a countdown timer for when the live stream begins. When the countdown ends, bring yourself and any co-host or guest you have on camera. But don't just dive straight into the product. Build up some excitement and mystery and get the viewers guessing. You can offer some hints or clues like some of the product's big features and even reinforce points with on-screen graphics as you mentioned them, which you could easily make ahead of time in Switcher Studio. You can even show the product itself so customers can see what it looks like. But save the in-depth look for the full product announcement in a later live stream. In fact, you'll want to save most of the details for the full product announcement because you want customers to tune in again, building up your viewership and expanding your customer base. So at the end of the sneak peek, announce the date and time of the live stream when you'll be fully unveiling the product, as well as when it'll be available for purchase or pre-order. Switcher Studio's tools and resources are more than enough to help with that, with great graphics and features that keep your branding strong and consistent. And the beauty of Switcher Studio is that it's simple or in-depth as you want it to make it. A sneak peek live stream could be the big push you need to drive a successful product launch. Add these to your regular live streaming schedule so you can build toward your product releases. Product reviews are important, and most customers seek them out before buying. They want genuine feedback and real-world testimonials. And one way to give your customers exactly that is a testimonial live stream. A testimonial live stream is where you bring on a real customer live to offer their experience with your products. The unique part of doing this through a live stream is that your customers get to interact with the reviewer in real time, helping you build that trust and credibility. If your guest is joining you in person, set up so you both can be seen on camera and have a casual conversation. If they're joining remotely, you'll want to add them into Switcher Studio as a video source before the live stream starts. Simply tap the video chat tab, make sure host from this device is enabled, and tap Join Room. Once you're connected, tap Invite Video Chat Guest. Then all you have to do is share the link with your guest, make sure the connection, sound, and video quality are good, and then add them as a source in your production. Now you can easily bring up their camera and audio. Throughout the conversation, switch between a multi-view of you and your guest and a solo shot on them, which you can easily do in the Sources section of Switcher Studio. Just tap the multi-view card you want, choose which source will be A and B, and then you and your guest will be on screen together. To switch back to a solo shot, just tap on the video source and hit Solo. The important thing is to make sure the guest is always on screen when they're speaking so the audience can make that human connection. When it's time to go live, start by introducing your guest. You can either do this for them or let the guest introduce themselves. Just make sure your audience knows who they're watching and why they're relevant to the topic. At the end or even throughout, let the audience know that they can ask their own questions, which is the big advantage of a live testimonial. A testimonial is extremely effective content to add to your regular live streaming schedule. So start finding those great customer stories to share and grow your reach.
A great way to promote your product in a live stream is by educating your viewers on how to use it. According to Google, users are 3 times more likely to prefer watching a YouTube video than reading a product's instructions. Doing a live tutorial offers your potential customers an in-depth view of how to use your product. You can show multiple products being used together and promote them all at the same time, maybe even sell them as a bundle during your live stream. Teaching how to use your products will allow you to build a loyal customer base that comes back for your knowledge and your products. During your live stream tutorial, you'll want to employ some best practices to get the best results. Let's take a look at how one of our users, Zoe's Fancy Cakes, uses Switcher Studio for their tutorials to build a large following and gain millions of views, all with the intent of selling cake decorating products. They use Switcher Studio to add their logo, branding, and text. And for your stream, you could always add a product overlay or call out a particular technique with text. Zoe's Fancy Cakes takes things a step further by adding multiple camera angles. As a best practice, Zoe's careful to show all of her materials on camera in their original packaging and links to them in comments and descriptions for her audience to purchase. Once you're finished with your live stream, repurpose it. Tutorials perform really well as YouTube content. Zoe's Fancy Cake also takes that overhead camera angle and speeds it up to make cool videos of how the cakes are made. And these work great on Instagram and Facebook. You can take these principles and make your own tutorial to sell your products.
Showing your customers a step-by-step walkthrough on how you make your products gives customers an inside look behind the scenes, and it's a chance to engage your customers in your story. So now let's do a run through of how to do a how it's made live stream that engages customers and tells your story. For the setup, we'll be using an iPhone running Switcher Studio. Let's keep in mind that the focus of this type of live stream is the product. Instead of framing yourself on camera, frame a close-up of your workstation and your hands so customers can clearly see the process and what you're talking about. If you have a second iPhone or iPad, set up another shot in yourself so you can directly speak to your audience as you go, and use Switcher Studio to switch between the cameras or bring up a multi-view. At the start of the live stream, introduce yourself and the product you'll be walking customers through. It also helps to add a guide at the beginning for the stream, which only takes a few moments to do ahead of time in Switcher Studio. This lets viewers know what's ahead or sections to jump to if they're watching a recording of the live stream after the fact. It also gives yourself a list so you can stay organized and present the process clearly to viewers. Then, walk them through the process. Go through the steps of making your product chronologically, taking time to talk about the different stages and materials and why you chose them. Keep in mind that customers likely don't know the nuts and bolts of how things are made, so don't rush through or assume you're telling viewers something they already know. One way to reinforce your talking points are through on-screen text and graphics, which help the viewer follow along through the process. In Switcher Studio, you can easily make the graphics consistent with your brand so that all you have to do is tap in the app to pull them up. By the end of the live stream, you should have a finished product to show the audience, and they'll have a better idea on how that product comes to be from its components and your process. You should already be regularly going live with your business, but a how it's made live stream is a great way to add some engaging content and grow your reach.
Live selling can be serious business, but keep in mind to have fun with your live streams. Your potential customers are online to find products like yours, but they also want to be entertained. Will It Blend is the name of the YouTube series where BlendTech founder Tom Dixon shows off his range of blenders by seeing what happens when you put different things in them. He pulls items from pop culture that might be having a moment or give a sense of nostalgia and decides to utterly destroy them, or his blender. And it's worked out incredibly well for him. Will It Blend has well over 100 million views and has skyrocketed BlendTech to be an industry leader. It's successful because of a few key points. Number one, we actually are pretty curious what will happen when you put an iPhone, or anything else for that matter, into a blender. Number two, they aren't knocking you over the head with BlendTech propaganda. They get straight into the blending. And number three, at the same time, the blender is the star of the show. So how can you incorporate a fun content idea like this into your content strategy? First, think of fun ways to use your product that have a high level of suspense or curiosity. Once you have a great idea that checks all these boxes, you can use Switcher Studio to use multiple camera angles to catch all of that action. And brand it with your logo and graphics so that your viewers are aware of your product and its name. But you're not hitting them over the head with it. Follow and subscribe for more live selling tips from Switcher Studio.